Yes. So the term doom metal is used to describe bands like Black Sabbath. But what about epic doom metal? What comes to mind? For some people, some are going to say Pentagram, but for others, they are going to say Candlemass. Very specifically, this DVD, Ashes to Ashes. This is recorded in two different locations: Sweden Rock Festival and No Sleep Till Athens in Greece, of course. Alrighty. To quote the founding member Leif Edling, Death Magic Doom was the turning point for us. All of a sudden, we were back up there, in demand, getting great reviews, playing gigs for lots of people. Shit, even Sweden Rock Festival wanted us. The big stage at 5 p.m. before ZZ Top and Twisted Sister. And we did good. 25,000 people cheered us during our set. Goosebumps. Of course, all wasn't cool on stage. My wireless setup didn't work in the first song, and I even had problems in the next. But that's how it is with technology. The more high-tech you get, the more problems you will have with it. Same thing in Greece. The sound check worked fine, but the second you walk on stage, no effing sound from the bass rig. Smile, no problem. All is under control. People always ask me, what do you prefer, a huge outdoor stage or a smaller club? My answer is both. I love the big summer festivals, the atmosphere, the partying, hanging out with old and new friends, the massive crowds, but I also have a weak spot for the clubs. The sweat, the intimacy, the communication, the rawness. In this DVD, you get both. A great representation of Candlemass 2009. Two of the best shows we played this year, Sweden Rock Festival and Club Gagarin in Athens. Outdoors versus indoors. Big versus small. 25,000 people against 1,000. Daytime. Evening. One more polished and produced. The other really brutal and in your face. Hope you enjoy both as I do. And last, what can be said about Greece that hasn't been said before? We love the food and the wine, the Greek hospitality. A stroll around the Acropolis in the sun. The beautiful woman, not to mention the Greek metal and doom fanatics that make every show special. Thank you so much, and we love you all. Here's the full show, including mistakes and all, minus the broken snare, and Kill the King. Enjoy. And yes, this is indeed quite a lineup. This is indeed quite the thing right here, because Sweden Rock Festival has Dark Are the Veils of Death, Samaritan, If I Ever Die, Hammer of Doom, At the Gallows End, Emperor of the Void, The Bleeding Baroness, A Sorcerer's Pledge, Solitude, and a cover of Rainbow's Kill the King. For in Athens, they have Mirror Mirror, Samaritan, At the Gallows End, If I Ever Die, Hammer of Doom, Dark Are the Veils of Death, Demon's Gate, Emperor of the Void, Man of Shadows, The Bleeding Baroness, Tears, A Sorcerer's Pledge, Demon of the Deep, and Solitude. And yes, I did take these notes right here. Dark Are the Veils of Death is a fast number with riffs and 4 different verses. And it just goes by. Again, these operatic vocals from Robert Lowe. Not Rob Lowe, the actor, but the guy who sang in Solitude Eternius. Samaritan is about a story of a man giving a poor man food, hospitality, and angels rewarding him. You know, a slow 1 minute-ish solo. It's a great rendition of the one originally sung by Messiah McCollin. If I Ever Die, a nice riff that plays with good rhythm. The vocals hit, and then there's silence, and the band plays the riff, and then solo. It's a more heavy bass track. Hammer of Doom, a slow, heavy, foreboding track. Great vocals from Rob. Mid-range, you got a mid-range scream, and it's a nice build-up. Definitely highly recommended. First half is slow, then the second half kicks into gear. At the Gallows End, bass leads to vocals. A great galloping rhythm. A Golgotha, I think it was where Jesus was crucified or whatever. It's definitely an epic. And Emperor of the Void is kind of the solo. It's got a shreddy solo with arpeggios. I would definitely say more. One of the bands that influenced Candlemass was Angel Witch and Witchfind, so I'm definitely hearing some 80s influence in there. Singer Rob Lowe shows his Dio influence in here. The Bleeding Baroness is it's a bass vocal duo, riff plays and slays. Vocals are high pitched, kind of reminds me of Wand of Anubis or Erebus from Therion. The bass solo, vocals, guitar solo. It's a 3-part song about a vampire, I think. Let's see. A Sorcerer's Pledge. Now, this one was from their original Epicus Dumcus Metallicus. I heard this one maybe once or twice. A bass provides a rhythm section. It's a ballad. 3 parts. The second part, the tempo increases, and then there's a big rise. A great drum transition for part 3. Playing, I mean, it just like goes straight up towards the end where the sorcerer, who's claiming like he's this all being, but ultimately at the end he becomes scrambled to nothing. And yeah. And Rob interacts with the audience. Solitude was the first ever song that's on there, one of their major releases. From full length, it's got tortured anguish vocals, a great performance with more operatic vocals. It truly was great. Kill the King was a more heavier approach to the Rainbow Classic, a bit more grit. Mirror Mirror from Tales of Ancient Creation, a song of reflection, 1980s style riff and solo structure that, of course, you would hear from the NWO New Wave of British Heavy Metal. It's a marathon. This one's a little bit slower than the studio and the when you just heard. The lights and the lights in the club add a little bit more intimacy, which makes it for my personal favorite. At the Gallows End, nice bass solo, fast-paced riff with fast vocals. And Tiberian was this. They mentioned Tyburn, which is this manor in England. Middlesex kind of reminds me of Hallowed Be Thy Name from Iron Maiden. If I Ever Die, nice beats per minute. Sounds a bit muddied for whatever reason. Sings a bit. The band comes in and jamming with the riff. Ends all with If I Ever Die. Hammer of Doom, very Sabbathy influenced. It really was. Great song. The minimalism is very great build up, which leads towards a great climax. Darker the Veils of Death, a nice compact version. Transitions to sing-songy, and what a solo. Demon's Gate is an absolute epic. I mean, it is probably my personal favorite. 10 minutes of just sheer referee and doomery that comes from Luigi from some Italian movie, The Beyond. Emperor of the Void, and then you get to the rest. It's like Emperor of the Void is good. It's a nice heavy song. Man of Shadows, kind of a slow one. Bleeding Baroness, all the way through. Tears, kind of a, a little bit more sadder, mellower song. A Sorcerer's Pledge, done great. Demon of the Deep and Solitude to finish everything off. Again, I'm going to highly again, by the way, the lyrical themes are like dark fantasy, death, things like that. Religion, not anti-religion, but just singing about it with the epic themes in general. So I don't want to hear any garbage coming from anyone, okay? And it's more of just like singing about it because, hey, there's some epic stuff going on here. Let's just take some of the themes or the structure and just put it in as a way just to tell a tale. That's pretty much what it is. So if you want some epic doom metal with 2 different venues, with the first one being more polished and the second one more intimate, may not exactly be everyone's cup of tea, but you want some great headbanging stuff in the vein of Sabbath and Pentagram, Candlemass, Ashes to Ashes.